The greatest transformation you will ever experience will not begin with a new job, a larger bank account, a better opportunity, or even a lucky break. It will begin with a single decision inside your own mind. Every extraordinary achievement that has ever been accomplished by any human being first existed as an invisible belief. Before the skyscraper was built, it was a vision. Before the company became successful, it was an idea. Before the athlete won the championship, victory was already alive in their thoughts. Everything that exists in the physical world is first created in the mental world. That is why the success mindset changes everything. Many people spend years searching for the perfect opportunity while ignoring the greatest opportunity they already possess, the ability to change the way they think. They believe success belongs to those who were born smarter, richer, luckier, or better connected. They compare their beginning to someone else's ending and conclude that they simply do not have what it takes. Yet history repeatedly proves the opposite. Some of the most successful people in every field started with disadvantages that would have discouraged the average person. They were rejected, they failed, they lost money, they experienced heartbreak, they faced criticism, but they possessed something that no circumstance could steal, a mindset that refused to surrender. Your mindset is the invisible force directing every decision you make. It determines whether you see obstacles or opportunities, problems or possibilities, excuses or solutions. Two people can face the exact same challenge and produce completely different outcomes simply because they interpret the situation differently. One person sees failure as proof that they should quit. The other sees failure as information that brings them one step closer to success. The difference is not intelligence, it is perspective. Imagine waking up every morning convinced that every challenge you face contains a lesson that will make you stronger. Imagine believing that every setback is temporary and every disappointment carries hidden value. Imagine approaching every day with confidence instead of fear, with gratitude instead of complaints, with determination instead of doubt. That single shift changes how you speak, how you work, how you treat people, and ultimately how you shape your future. The human mind is remarkably adaptable. It learns whatever it repeatedly practices. If you practice worry, you become skilled at worrying. If you practice confidence, you become increasingly confident. If you repeatedly focus on limitations, your brain becomes an expert at finding reasons why something cannot be done. But if you consistently search for possibilities, your mind begins discovering opportunities that were always there but previously invisible to you. Most people underestimate the power of repeated thoughts. They believe thinking positively is simply about feeling good. It is much more than that. Your thoughts influence your emotions. Your emotions influence your actions. Your actions create your habits. Your habits determine your character. Your character shapes your destiny. Every great life is built one thought at a time. There will always be voices attempting to convince you that your dreams are unrealistic. Sometimes those voices come from strangers. Sometimes they come from friends. Sometimes they even come from family members who genuinely care about you but cannot imagine a future bigger than their own experiences. The most dangerous voice, however, is the one inside your own head that whispers, "Maybe I am not good enough." If you allow that voice to control your decisions, you will spend your entire life asking permission from fear instead of pursuing your purpose. Successful people learn to question negative assumptions. When the mind says, "I can't," they ask, "Why not?" When others say, "It has never been done," they ask, "What if I'm the first?" Curiosity replaces fear. Possibility replaces limitation. Action replaces hesitation. Confidence is not something you receive after success. Confidence is something you build before success arrives. Every courageous action strengthens self-belief. Every promise you keep to yourself reinforces trust in your own abilities. You become confident by consistently doing what you said you would do, especially when you do not feel like doing it. Think about the moments when you felt most proud of yourself. They probably were not the easiest moments of your life. They were the moments when you faced uncertainty and moved forward anyway. They were the moments when quitting seemed reasonable, yet you continued. Growth always lives beyond comfort. The comfort zone may provide temporary security, but it rarely produces extraordinary results. Your comfort zone is like a beautiful prison. The walls are soft, the routines are familiar, nothing seems terribly difficult, but nothing truly changes either. Year after year passes while dreams quietly fade because they were never given the opportunity to grow. Success requires stepping into uncertainty repeatedly until what once felt uncomfortable becomes your new normal. Every remarkable achievement begins before you feel ready. If you wait until every fear disappears, every doubt is eliminated, and every condition becomes perfect, you will spend your life waiting. Successful people understand that clarity often follows action, not the other way around. They begin before they have all the answers because they trust their ability to learn along the way. Failure is one of the greatest teachers available to anyone willing to listen. Yet most people fear it so much that they never attempt anything meaningful. Consider what failure really is. It is feedback. It reveals weaknesses that need strengthening. It exposes assumptions that need correcting. It teaches lessons that success often cannot provide. Every mistake contains valuable information if you have the humility to study it instead of allowing it to define you. The success mindset refuses to label temporary defeat as permanent identity. You are not your mistakes. You are not your disappointments. You are not your past decisions. Those experiences are chapters in your story, but they are not the title of your book. Every new day offers another opportunity to rewrite the direction of your life. Discipline is another defining characteristic of the success mindset. Motivation is powerful, but it is temporary. Everyone feels inspired occasionally. The challenge comes on the ordinary days when excitement disappears and responsibility remains. Winners continue working on those days because they understand that consistency is more important than intensity. Imagine improving by just 1% every single day. At first, the progress seems almost invisible, but weeks become months, months become years, and those small improvements compound into extraordinary transformation. Great success rarely happens overnight. It is usually the result of countless small decisions made correctly over long periods of time. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your daily habits. Every habit casts a vote for the person you are becoming. Every book you read strengthens your knowledge. Every workout improves your health. Every meaningful conversation expands your understanding. Every disciplined choice builds a stronger future. One of the most important habits you can develop is protecting your mind from negativity. Your environment shapes your thinking more than you realize. If you constantly surround yourself with people who complain, criticize, and expect failure, maintaining an optimistic mindset becomes increasingly difficult. On the other hand, spending time with individuals who encourage growth, pursue excellence, and solve problems raises your own standards naturally. Be intentional about what you allow into your mind. The books you read, the conversations you engage in, the videos you watch, the music you listen to, and the ideas you consume all influence your perspective. Feed your mind with wisdom, encouragement, and practical knowledge. Just as healthy food strengthens the body, healthy ideas strengthen the mind. Gratitude is another powerful ingredient of lasting success. Many people postpone happiness until they achieve a specific goal. They tell themselves they will appreciate life after they earn more money, receive a promotion, or reach a certain milestone. But gratitude is not the reward for success. Gratitude is often the foundation that makes success possible. A grateful mind notices opportunities others overlook. Gratitude reduces fear because it reminds you how much you already possess. It increases resilience because it shifts your focus away from what is missing toward what is available. Every day offers countless reasons to appreciate life if you intentionally choose to notice them. Your attitude toward other people also determines your level of success. Genuine success is rarely achieved alone. Every meaningful accomplishment involves cooperation, communication, and trust. People naturally support individuals who demonstrate integrity, kindness, reliability, and respect. Character creates opportunities that talent alone cannot sustain. Become the type of person others enjoy working with. Keep your promises. Arrive prepared. Listen more than you speak. Give credit generously. Encourage people sincerely. Solve problems instead of creating them. These qualities may appear simple, but they are surprisingly rare and incredibly valuable. Another essential principle is taking complete responsibility for your life. This does not mean blaming yourself for everything that has happened. It means recognizing that regardless of your past, you possess the ability to influence your future. Responsibility is empowering because it places the steering wheel back into your own hands. Excuses provide temporary comfort but permanent limitation. Responsibility may feel difficult initially, but it opens the door to growth. The moment you stop blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck is the moment your personal power begins to expand. Visualization is another habit practiced by many high achievers. Spend a few moments each day imagining yourself performing at your very best. Picture yourself speaking confidently, solving problems effectively, leading with courage, and achieving meaningful goals. Your subconscious mind responds powerfully to vivid mental rehearsal. When opportunity appears, your mind is already familiar with success. However, visualization without action becomes wishful thinking. Dreams become reality only when imagination is combined with consistent effort. Every successful outcome requires preparation. Every meaningful goal demands persistence. Every worthwhile dream asks for sacrifice. There will be moments when progress seems painfully slow. You will question whether your efforts matter. Results may not appear as quickly as you hoped. During those moments, remember that seeds grow underground long before they become visible above the surface. Growth is often occurring even when evidence cannot yet be seen. Patience is not passive waiting. Patience is active persistence. It is continuing to improve while trusting that consistent effort eventually produces meaningful rewards. Many people quit just before their breakthrough because they mistake temporary silence for permanent failure. The success mindset also embraces lifelong learning. The world changes continuously. New technologies emerge, industries evolve, customer expectations shift. Those who remain curious continue growing regardless of age or experience. Never allow past success to become an excuse for future complacency. Ask better questions every day. What can I improve today? What lesson can I learn from this challenge? How can I create more value? Whom can I help? Better questions produce better thinking, and better thinking produces better decisions. Remember that every expert was once a beginner, every master was once inexperienced, every successful entrepreneur once made mistakes, every outstanding speaker once felt nervous. Nobody begins at the top. Excellence is earned through repeated practice. Courage does not eliminate fear. Courage simply refuses to let fear make the final decision. Every meaningful dream requires moments of bravery. You may not always feel fearless, but you can always choose to move forward despite uncertainty. Life rewards those who act with purpose. Opportunities often appear disguised as hard work. Success usually hides behind persistence. Confidence develops through repetition. Wisdom grows through experience. Character strengthens through adversity. Never underestimate the influence you possess over your own future. You may not control every circumstance, but you always control your response. That response becomes the foundation upon which tomorrow is built. Every sunrise brings another opportunity to think differently, act differently, and become differently. Yesterday's disappointments do not have authority over today's decisions unless you willingly give them that power. Your future is being shaped not by what happened yesterday, but by the choices you make today. Choose to believe that growth is possible. Choose to focus on solutions instead of problems. Choose discipline over excuses. Choose responsibility over blame. Choose gratitude over complaints. Choose learning over comfort. Choose persistence over surrender. Those choices, repeated consistently, become the mindset that transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. Years from now, people may admire your achievements, your confidence, your accomplishments, and your influence. They may assume your success happened because of talent or fortunate circumstances, but you will know the truth. Everything changed the day you decided to master your own thinking. The greatest victory was never the awards you received, the goals you achieved, or the wealth you accumulated. The greatest victory was winning control of your own mind, because once your mind begins working for you instead of against you, there is no limit to the future you are capable of creating. The most powerful realization you can ever have is that your future is not hidden somewhere waiting to be discovered. It is being created by the thoughts you choose today. Every morning, before the world begins demanding your attention, before emails, messages, meetings, responsibilities, and distractions fill your mind, you have a brief moment where you decide what kind of person you will be for the rest of the day. Most people never recognize how important that moment is. They wake up and immediately react to life. Successful people wake up and intentionally prepare to lead their lives. Your first thoughts become the emotional foundation of your day. If your morning begins with worry, frustration, and negativity, those emotions influence every conversation, every decision, and every opportunity you encounter. But if your morning begins with purpose, gratitude, confidence, and determination, you carry a completely different energy into the world. People notice it. Opportunities respond to it. Challenges become easier to overcome, because your mind has already chosen strength before difficulty arrives. One of the greatest habits you can develop is asking yourself every morning, what is the most valuable thing I can accomplish today? That simple question immediately shifts your focus from being busy to being productive. There is a tremendous difference between activity and achievement. Many people spend entire days working hard but moving nowhere because they are climbing the wrong ladder. Success is not measured by how exhausted you become. It is measured by the value you create and the progress you make. The success mindset constantly searches for leverage. Instead of asking, what do I have to do? It asks, what matters most? Instead of trying to accomplish everything, it focuses intensely on the few actions that produce extraordinary results. This ability to prioritize separates average performers from exceptional ones. Every successful individual eventually discovers that saying no is just as important as saying yes. Every unnecessary commitment steals time from something that truly matters. Your time is your most valuable asset because it is the only resource that cannot be replaced. Money can be earned again, businesses can recover, skills can be learned, relationships can be rebuilt, but an hour that passes is gone forever. The success mindset treats time with respect. It refuses to waste entire days on meaningless distractions while important dreams remain untouched. Imagine investing one focused hour every day into improving your most valuable skill. At first, the improvement might appear insignificant. After 1 month, you would notice progress. After 1 year, people would begin asking what changed. After 5 years, you might become one of the leading experts in your field. Great careers are rarely built through dramatic breakthroughs. They are built through thousands of focused hours accumulated over time. Many people become discouraged because they compare their current abilities to someone who has practiced for decades. They forget that excellence always has a beginning. Every accomplished musician once struggled with basic notes. Every successful entrepreneur once knew nothing about building a company. Every respected author once stared at a blank page, wondering whether anyone would ever read their work. The difference is that They continued learning after others stopped trying. Never become embarrassed by being a beginner. The only thing more costly than starting late is never starting at all. Progress always looks small in the beginning. A tiny plant does not resemble the mighty tree it will eventually become, yet every giant tree once fit inside a small seed. Your potential may not yet be visible to others, but that does not mean it is absent. Continue nurturing it with disciplined effort, and eventually the results will become impossible to ignore. Another powerful characteristic of the success mindset is emotional control. Life will never stop presenting unexpected situations. There will always be disappointments, misunderstandings, delays, criticism, and setbacks. The question is never whether problems will appear. The question is how you will respond when they do. People who allow emotions to control every decision often regret their choices. They react impulsively instead of responding wisely. They speak words they later wish they could take back. They abandon long-term goals because of temporary frustration. On the other hand, individuals with a success mindset understand that emotions are valuable signals but unreliable leaders. They acknowledge their feelings without allowing those feelings to dictate their future. There is incredible strength in remaining calm when others panic. There is remarkable influence in remaining hopeful when others complain. There is tremendous opportunity in remaining focused while others become distracted. Every difficult situation presents two choices. You can become part of the problem, or you can become part of the solution. The success mindset automatically searches for solutions. Ask yourself this question whenever difficulties arise. What can I control right now? You cannot control other people's opinions. You cannot control unexpected events. You cannot control the past. But you can always control your attitude, your preparation, your effort, your learning, and your next decision. Focusing your energy only on what you can influence eliminates unnecessary stress and dramatically increases effectiveness. Success is also deeply connected to your willingness to serve others. Some people chase success only for personal gain, believing that accumulating wealth or recognition alone will satisfy them. Yet the individuals who experience the greatest fulfillment often discover that true success grows in direct proportion to the value they provide. When you solve meaningful problems, people reward you. When you improve lives, opportunities multiply. When you consistently exceed expectations, your reputation becomes one of your greatest assets. Never ask only, how can I earn more? Also ask, how can I become more valuable? The marketplace rewards value. Companies reward value. Customers reward value. Communities reward value. The more knowledge, skills, integrity, creativity, and reliability you develop, the greater your influence becomes. Learning should never stop after formal education ends. Graduation is not the finish line of learning. It is the starting point of self-education. The world belongs to those who continue growing long after others believe they know enough. Read books outside your profession. Listen carefully to successful people. Study history. Understand psychology. Learn communication. Explore leadership. Every new idea becomes another tool available when opportunities appear. The greatest investment you can ever make is the investment in yourself. Every book you finish, every course you complete, every meaningful conversation you have, every new skill you master increases your value. Unlike material possessions, knowledge appreciates over time when applied consistently. Nobody can steal your education. Nobody can take away your experience. Nobody can remove the wisdom you earn through disciplined learning. There will be seasons in life when your efforts seem invisible. You will work harder than ever while receiving little recognition. Others may overlook your dedication. Friends may not understand why you continue sacrificing comfort for goals that have not yet produced visible rewards. During those seasons, remember that roots grow silently beneath the surface. The strongest foundations are built where nobody can see them. A building that reaches extraordinary heights requires an equally extraordinary foundation. The same principle applies to success. Character, discipline, patience, humility, resilience, and integrity are invisible foundations supporting visible achievement. If you focus only on appearing successful instead of becoming successful, your progress will always remain fragile. The success mindset values substance over appearance. It seeks mastery instead of attention. It chooses preparation over popularity. It understands that applause is temporary, but excellence creates lasting impact. While others chase recognition, true achievers chase improvement because they know recognition naturally follows excellence. Another important principle is learning to manage your inner dialogue. Every person carries on thousands of silent conversations with themselves every day. Those conversations shape confidence, courage, persistence, and performance. If your internal voice constantly criticizes you, reminds you of past failures, and predicts future disappointment, your actions will gradually match those expectations. Become aware of the language you use with yourself. Replace "I always fail" with "I am learning." Replace "I'm not capable" with "I'm becoming more capable every day." Replace "this is impossible" with "this is difficult, but I will find a way." These are not empty phrases. They are intentional instructions directing your subconscious mind toward constructive action. Your subconscious accepts repetition as truth. Whatever message you repeatedly communicate to yourself gradually becomes part of your identity. Speak to yourself with the same encouragement you would offer someone you deeply care about. Challenge yourself, but never destroy your confidence through constant self-criticism. Toughness also requires adaptability. The world changes rapidly. Industries transform. Technologies evolve. Customer expectations shift. People with rigid thinking often struggle because they cling to outdated methods. Those with a success mindset remain flexible. They are willing to improve systems, abandon ineffective strategies, and embrace better opportunities when evidence supports change. Adaptability does not mean abandoning your values. Your principles should remain constant while your methods continue evolving. Hold firmly to honesty, excellence, perseverance, and respect, but remain willing to adjust your approach whenever improvement becomes possible. Fear of change has prevented countless dreams from becoming reality. Yet every breakthrough requires leaving something familiar behind. Every promotion introduces unfamiliar responsibilities. Every successful business expands into unknown territory. Every meaningful relationship requires vulnerability. Growth always asks you to exchange certainty for possibility. The remarkable thing about courage is that it expands every time you use it. The first difficult conversation feels intimidating. The second becomes easier. The first public presentation creates anxiety. The 10th feels manageable. The first business decision involves uncertainty. Years later, similar decisions become routine. Courage grows through repetition, just as muscles grow through resistance. One overlooked element of the success mindset is the ability to celebrate progress without becoming satisfied. Appreciate every milestone, acknowledge every improvement, recognize every victory, no matter how small. Celebration fuels motivation. Gratitude builds momentum. But never allow temporary success to convince you that your journey is complete. Complacency is one of success's greatest enemies. Many people work tirelessly to achieve a goal only to lose momentum once they arrive. Excellence requires continuous commitment. Every champion must continue training. Every successful company must continue innovating. Every respected leader must continue learning. The moment you believe you no longer need improvement is the moment improvement begins passing you by. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to become better. Seek mentors who have already traveled the road you hope to walk. Learn from individuals who possess wisdom earned through experience. Listen carefully to constructive criticism because it often reveals blind spots that encouragement alone cannot expose. At the same time, be selective about whose opinions you accept. Not everyone deserves influence over your decisions. Some people criticize simply because they fear seeing others pursue dreams they abandoned long ago. Respect everyone, but reserve your deepest attention for voices supported by wisdom, character, and proven results. Remember that comparison is one of the fastest ways to destroy confidence. There will always be someone ahead of you and someone behind you. If your happiness depends on outperforming everyone else, peace will remain elusive. Instead, compare yourself with the person you were yesterday. Measure growth by your own progress. Compete with your previous limitations rather than another person's achievements. The success mindset recognizes that every individual has a unique journey. Different starting points produce different timelines. Some people experience rapid progress early in life. Others develop slowly before achieving extraordinary breakthroughs later. Your responsibility is not to match another person's schedule. Your responsibility is to maximize your own potential. As you continue growing, your standards naturally rise. Things that once seemed impossible become ordinary. Goals that once felt ambitious become stepping stones toward even greater accomplishments. This continual expansion of vision is one of the greatest rewards of personal development. Success changes not only what you achieve, but also what you believe is possible. Eventually, you begin inspiring others simply through the example of your life. Your discipline encourages someone else to become disciplined. Your resilience gives another person hope. Your optimism reminds someone that difficult seasons eventually pass. Whether you realize it or not, people are constantly observing how you respond to life's challenges. Your attitude may become the permission someone else needs to believe in themselves again. This is why developing a success mindset is not merely a personal decision. It creates a ripple effect extending far beyond your own life. Your family benefits, your colleagues benefit, your community benefits. Future generations may benefit because one person decided to think differently, act courageously, and refuse to settle for less than their potential. Every day presents another opportunity to strengthen that mindset. Every challenge provides another chance to prove your resilience. Every obstacle invites you to discover abilities you did not know you possessed. The journey toward extraordinary success is never about becoming someone completely different. It is about uncovering the greatness that has existed within you all along and having the courage, discipline, and persistence to let it emerge one decision at a time.